This week has shone the spotlight on some of the equality issues still facing women to date, particularly in the world of work. But it's not just working women that need to push for change.
Professional and personal life is probably my biggest worry, yeah.
As a female, you ought to be able to have both.
It's the attitudes towards and the mindsets towards it.
The more people who command higher salaries tend to be men. So in those sort of careers, what's happened when we started at 50-50, what's happened in those careers?
I would hope that they put the boys straight.
My teacher just said, do you want to explain that? Do you want to explain what you mean?
Roundtable discussions focused on women's issues in the legal profession. Hassans estimates 27% of solicitors and barristers in Gibraltar are women. At Hassans' law firm itself, 27.6% of its lawyers are female.
There will be a discussion in respect of sort of the economic impact of not having women sort of properly represented within the legal profession and the impact that that has. Then we have other issues concerning gender parity and then broader discussion about those invisible barriers and those existing barriers to achieving that equality. Whilst there are women entering in the profession, we are suffering from the syndrome that there are some that then ultimately need to leave. It's almost as if they need to take a decision or sort of like take a view as to, is it your career or is it your family responsibilities? And from my perspective, at the moment I'm the only female KC in Gibraltar. I became a silk 13 years ago, and it's a lonely club of one, essentially. So I think the time has come for that to continue, but that's not going to change unless there are more women joining the profession, acquiring those leadership roles, and staying on in the long term. And that can only be achieved if they're properly supported by the organisations that they work in and the structures are put in place.
There's nothing like a new generation with a new mindset to really shake things up.
There are students who genuinely care in giving women the equal opportunity and seeing each other as equal.
I did work experience as well, and here as well, and in the floor that I was in, it was a lot more men than women. But I think that it's good that there's a lot more young women that are looking forward to do law and applying for it.
As a legal profession, being a lawyer is a very demanding industry. So I think that people have these stereotypes and these opinions that women have many other priorities, such as their children, their day-to-day family life. So it is hard to balance sometimes, so yeah.
Women and men should have equal rights. Everything, obviously, whether it's in their roles in businesses, in their salaries, and yes, it's just I think it should be equal, you know.
Right now in this modern day and age, everything's quite diverse at the moment. So a lot of people are advocating for women's rights, especially in school. Especially I do English literature A-level, and the text we do is all about advocating for women's rights and things like that.
Women's Day on the Rock this year has certainly made sure to bring younger people into the conversation, and it's clear they really are thinking about how to make change.